So to this is a second part of third part of threat vulnerability and mitigations section in CompTIA Security Plus. So what you will be learning in this, what is we have already learned attacker indicators, like what are threats and all. Now we will be learning about what are threat vectors, then how do they access, and we'll also discuss some real-time scenarios. Okay. And what are vulnerabilities, and what are the tools we will be using in our labs. Okay. And what are attack indicators, and what is mitigation and hardening. Okay. So as a threat vector, which is message based attack, okay, where email phishing, smishing, and instant messaging will be there. For example, as here, we'll read out this one. Message based attack are among the most common. These are commonly performed as everyone is using email or Outlook, okay, or they may use iCloud messaging app, okay, or normal messaging application. So what is happening, and we can also talk about WhatsApp and Telegram and all. This all comes under message based attack, where a attacker will randomly he targets you, or he randomly sends you some messages, and he'll try to interact with you. He'll try to gather information, and then he'll send you some links. And it could be another possibility where he gathers information about you from outsourcing. It could be LinkedIn or any open websites. Then he'll send you some appealing emails or messages where you may find them as interesting. Okay. So as we discussed, email phishing will be it could be a fake bank update. He may ask you, there could be a message email from some other domain which could be similar to bank's email. So sometimes what happens, typography they'll use, where they use similar kind of words or letters to manipulate us. Okay. And where it may contain malware or attachments or links to steal your credentials, where whenever you click on that, a fake similar bank website would be appear in front of you, where you may try to log in to check your bank statement, or else there could be a PDF where inside that there could be a malicious malware or script written. Whenever you download that on your mobile phone or on your laptop, it may execute, or it may create a backdoor for hacker. Okay. What is smishing? In this, he'll text normal text messages with fake delivery notifications or urgency account warning. Or what would happen, nowadays there are many scams which are where it has been going on, where you may get an parcel, and they while the parcel would be containing nothing, and then they'll be asking you OTPs kind of thing also here, where before coming to you they'll send like because they do have information, they may have following you from long time, they may have your information. What they'll do, they'll try before reaching you, they'll send OTPs where which require to get give you and delivery. So they may come and ask you like, this is your delivery packet where we received, so can you please share the OTP? Or sometimes they wanted the on call support would be there, where they try to ask you your OTP pins or any authentication messages. Okay. And there's like instant messaging where the, this where we use WhatsApp, Teams or Slack, where we communicate with each other. So where what would happen, like on similarly, they may send some malware files or links or website or some deals which may attract you towards them. So you by mistakenly or intentionally, you may click on them to grab all those things which will affect you. Okay. Then these are the three things you need to remember, like email, SMS and instant. And what would be his primary goal, like he may trick user opening, as we discussed, like he may trick user to open that malicious link or PDF where there could be a sensitive information where he would try to access as or get into your account or your system. Then what are the threat vectors, like there is a mechanism where where we use steganography, where there will be malicious code like which is distributed in pixels which we can't even see. It will be like what we call, it will be appearing you as a normal image as a, and in its metadata, as every image and every file will contain metadata, he'll modify that metadata and try and insert some scripts or small scripts or small files which generally the image could be maximum, it could be 10 MB or 50 MB maximum. But if an image file which is more than 100 MB, normally if the quality or resolution is more, it could be 100 MB also. But the suspicious thing is that it is taking much time, and when you click on that image or you download that, it could get into your laptop or your phone or your endpoint, where it will slowly start observing each and everything. It will monitor, it will act as spyware. Okay. Or it could act as a ransomware where it would encrypt your phone or your laptop. There are many possibilities in this. Okay. As we discussed, so we'll get into it, like it is an image based attack representing where threats were maliciously coded and seemingly like the image is normal image only, it will be inserted into that image file, and where it could be your trusted image, like it could be your profile photo, where they would send you, as nowadays AI is booming, they would send you some AI images which would be attracting to you, or where the you may feel like if you can download this free content we may get benefited. But nothing, everything will get like everything is having some hidden cost or hidden threats will be there. Everything will be, nothing is free actually. If something is free, then something could be suspicious behind that. Okay, how attackers work? As we discussed, they use steganography technique. Okay, where they embed malicious code or or script within the pixel, because each image will have multiple pixels, millions of pixels. Okay, what we call 12 megapixel. It could be camera, but indirectly it will convert, it will take image and it will convert that image with this only. So 50 megapixel, where there are million of pixels there inside that image. Okay, in what they'll do, they'll replace some pixels in that using steganographic techniques, and they'll insert some code, or they may insert messages or something which is encrypted within that pixel. And we, if we want to decrypt that, if you want to see that, there are some steganographic tools where we can upload this image file, png file or jpg file, which will read out and will give you the message. Okay, the image appears to be normal. And okay, then real world example, there could be a funny meme on social media which looks, as I discussed, as I said you, like which could be appealing to you or which could be funny to you. You may try what you think, like it is free, will post and will circulate in our you may find some image on any website, what you would think, like we could share with our friends and all. But indirectly there are some hidden malicious code which are embedded in that image through steganography technique. Okay, and detection challenges what we actually face, like standard antivirus may miss and these attacks because the image file itself isn't corrupted. The malicious code is clever to hide within legitimate image. And so what would happen, we'll also discuss, there are two concepts where antivirus will be there, and then next generation antivirus, which is nothing but EDR, or it could be EDR, which is endpoint detection and response. Let me have response. Okay, and it could be XDR, which is extended detection and response. So why a traditional or standard antivirus won't capture or won't detect? Because in our, I hope in our class 2 we discussed about hashing, and day before yesterday also we saw some malicious IPs and hashes. Okay, every, let me write it here, every file, each or every application will have a separate hash value, which could be MD5 SHA-256 or SHA-1. Okay, every file will have these hashes, where these are MD5 is an algorithm where it convert that file and give us in a number form, where if you try to search that, we can find whether it is reputed or it is or if there are any changes made in that. Okay, so in traditional antivirus work on hashed, or it could be signature based will also there. because every image signature they can't capture and they can't store, because that antivirus will be staying on your laptop, which may slow down your laptop. That's the reason there will be couple of very old, they could be old, or if you update you may get some new signatures which will embedded in that antivirus, which if there is any malicious activity, or if there is any similar signature which is malicious, it will give you a notification. But if there is any unknown thing, it won't give you. That is the reason standard antiviruses or traditional antivirus won't detect all these things. Okay, next. Now threat vector, file based attack. How these will happen? Some hacker may send you some file, or you may receive an email with small zip file, or you wantedly download some free software or pirated one, like which is free. What happens? It will be free, it will be working properly, but it will have some malicious actors in it. It may have a spyware or a ransomware or a malware. It could contain anything which will slow down your computer, or which can make your computer as a miner, where small bit what we call crypto miners would run on your computer. Okay, or which may create a backdoor for an attacker. These are the scenarios. Okay, now we'll get into this, like file based attack leverage common document format. It could be a PDF, any PPT, or anything where attackers are effectively, where attack happens in business operations also. How in business it will happen? Like in an organization there will be teams where they'll be contacting with outsiders in order to get leads. They'll have two-way communication where they'll send and receive files, and they may have PPT presentations. Like in that only, sometimes what would happen, some client or that lead would have sent some malicious file to them. They open in their laptop, in their office environment, then the file would get corrupted. Okay, or the file is already corrupted, then your endpoint or your laptop may get corrupted over there. Sharing file constantly, making difficult and what legitimate file from malicious ones. So who may receive this malicious PDF in an organization? HR may receive, because he or she will be talking, or will approach many people around the world to hire, or they may send their resumes or CVs with malicious code written in that. We don't know now how someone intentions will be there. Okay, like fake invoice it could be, or contracts, or that that will contain some PDF or document or anything, and where vulnerable code is written in that. If you download that, if you open it, malicious code will run in background. You won't even get to know. That's the reason nowadays every organization should be ISO certified, where they need to fulfill, like they need to have EDR, SIM tools to monitor all the attacks before happening them. They need to have firewalls to control outsider traffic. Each and everything is required, because these attacks, these malicious activities are happening. And similarly, office document and compressive file, as we said, like some will be with password, some will be without password, and where some you could have manually downloaded, or someone could have sent you script files also. Nowadays, like, this will these kind of attacks or these kind of scenario will be happening with developers, because nowadays everyone is using GitHub, where they store code, source code, or they may access someone's, like they'll go to some profile, they'll type some code, or they'll write some, like they want some ML code, they'll download it on their endpoint. And what would happen if it is clean? Nothing will happen. If it is having some malicious intent, it will affect them, or it could run some bit miners, or anything would have run on their computer, where suddenly, because every source code or every code which could be Java, Python, or C, C++, or it could be JavaScript and all, everything will be running via PowerShell or command prompt or terminal, or it could, there are some tools like Visual Studio and all. They'll also, there are GUI based, like graphic user interface, but at backend they'll be running these commands with command prompts and terminals only. Okay, this kind of attacks will happen with developers, because in an organization everyone will present. You need to know what attack, or who would be the victim of which attack. Attack trigger. The attack activates when the user open the file, enable macros, or extract archive content. Moderate attacker use social engineering, convenience user to bypass security warnings. Okay, these all will happen. We have already explained this. We'll go to next slide. Okay, threat vector. Like, what would happen? What you could think about this? Voice call attack. Nowadays, what is happening? Some, you are receiving some computerized calls or tampered calls from call centers. They'll say that they are from Microsoft, they are from Amazon, they are from Flipkart. Meanwhile, what they'll do, they'll send some OTPs, they'll try to ask you, or they may send you that you may won something, there is a gift voucher waiting for you, and they'll create urgency kind of things on calls only, like via call it will happen, where they'll manipulate you in a way that you won't understand that he is an hacker or attacker, or he's genuine person. Okay, so understanding phishing, we have understand what is phishing via emails and all. Now phishing, which is voice or call based attack. Okay, phishing represents a voice based version of phishing attack. Okay, whenever there is an urgency from, it could be from anyone, you need to validate it first. Okay, so version of phishing attack where attacker use phone calls to manipulate victims into reversal sensitive information, or relieving of sensitive information, or performing dangerous actions. These attackers are particularly effective because create sense of immediate immediacy or authority, where we said he will say like I am from Amazon, I am from Walmart, I am from Flipkart, or I am from this and so Shopify. You could say anything. He'll say that I'm an authority person, like I have I'm talking from so and so. And there will be another way, another thing also, where they'll use certain words and certain sentence where the urgency and the tempting of your mind will be done. Okay, initial contact, create urgency, extract information. First, what they'll do, they'll initiate call with you, they'll create urgency, they'll try to get information from you. So what it could be like bank or tech support or government agency, or he may call you like I am a custom agent from so and so airport, we receive a parcel for you. He could say these things. These things are happening right now, and people are being victim for these attacks. Okay, that's the reason we need to, when we get into cybersecurity, the purpose would be of us will be sharing awareness within organizations, and as well as we'll be aware of all these things. Okay, use fear tactic like your account will be locked. They may say like uh, your bank account would be locked, or if you won't say this OTP, or this is KYC of your account, or suspicious activity detected, where it could be like as I said, like there could be a person calling that he would say like I'm calling you from so and so airport, and I am from custom department. We receive a package which contain drugs or some suspicious things. We receive some armors which is on your name. We found this, so you need to pay this much of amount, or this way you need to come here, and you need, like they'll say so and so things. Or else there could be another way where they'll try to extract information, where it could be OTP codes, account numbers, passwords, or social media security numbers, or it could be your identity numbers, or like PAN card, like it could be your voter ID, or it could be your passport, or anything which is having a valid identity, so that they can duplicate it, or they would want to misuse your identity. Where what would be his tactic? We have also, yesterday I guess you have aware of, like we discussed about MITRE framework, where tactic and techniques are there. Okay, motive and methods, where tactic is his motive, means psychological motive, what is his motive to do, and what are the techniques. It is a technique. Okay, and attacker exploit fear, urgency, authority, trust to bypass logical thinking. He may, nowadays, as AI is booming, they may clone someone's voice, who could be your family member, and they could say like I lost my phone. I took someone's phone and all. This you need to validate. In organizations also, you will see these kind of scenarios only. Threat vector, removable devices. Basically, this will be done by an insider threat, or public places like coffee shop. You may find some free Wi-Fi, or you may find some pluggable devices which you can connect to your laptop to charge, or it could be at people may implant those on railway stations or bus stands. you may find some charging points where cables are infected with some tampering devices. Okay, now removable device attack, which exploit physical media like USB, external hard drives, SD cards, and other portable storage devices to deliver malware directly to the target system. These attacker bypasses network security controls entirely. What is network security control? Network security control is the firewall where he need to come through network. Right now, he is doing all the things physically. Okay, so he don't have these challenges that he need to bypass your firewall, he need to get into your PC and all, like via internet way. Right now he is doing everything physically. That is why the in this bypass of network security control is mentioned. Now what could be the common attack scenarios? USB drop attack, forgotten, like USB left in parking lots, lobbies. You may find some unused or kind of new USBs which are in some public places, which may like there could be some labels which will attract you, confidential or private or salaries or company data. This is where human mind get manipulated. He'll also think that will I get some information, will I get some crypto. So nowadays what is happening, crypto coins are there, like many things are going. Or they could be, as I discussed, like malicious or charging cables where modified USB cables are injected with malware. That is the reason you should carry all the things which are belonging to you only, instead of using public or free things. Infected external types, legitimate looker like auto executable connect, like when they connect, there are some tools which black hat hackers or bad intended people will use a rubber ducky, where it will directly you can, it is a USB which is infected with malicious code, which will be directly, if someone inserted that on your end point or connected to your phone, it will execute malware within your phone, and it may destroy your phone, or it may create a bypass or a terminal so that a outsider or a hacker can monitor you. Where how attacker exploits you or how he manipulates you. Curiosity and helpfulness, or someone would say ki, I'm offering you this hard drive, I don't want, or something could be someone intent. And drives, as I said, like many public drives could be there. Next threat vector, which is vulnerable softwares. We have already discussed it. Vulnerable software in the sense free softwares, like which are downloaded from get into PC, or there are many file CR. There are many websites where they'll they are loaded with mod APK, fake versions of Netflix and Netflix, Amazon Prime. Like there are many apps like which we would like to use them in, like which will fascinate us to download that free content, but indirectly those free files are affected with malwares. Okay, like if we, what could happen, client based software agentless system, Okay, well, software vulnerabilities represent one of the most exploited attack. Here, what is software vulnerability? We'll discuss now in detail. Key, a software is of 1.2.10.1 version. You are not updating it, and this software is having many vulnerabilities, means many loopholes while developing. Okay, then what would happen? Then developers will see all these things and they'll update and they'll close and what they'll do, they'll patch that software and they'll release another version which could be 1.0.20.20. This is safe version, but if it is there in our endpoint or in our phone, what an attacker will do, he'll go to open source websites where he'll find that this application is vulnerable with this version and this it is having these security loopholes, and he'll try to use those loopholes in the software and try to get into your laptop. Okay, one second. Yeah. So client-based softwares and agentless systems. Application installed directly on user device like browser, office suite, media player, PDF reader, and outdated Chrome version with no exploits. Okay, and how we can check this, we'll also see that one. Okay, agentless system, browser based applications and web portals that don't require installations. These are web apps which we use as extensions in our Chrome, web-based email or cloud application with security flows. Okay, critical example I have already discussed, but we'll go with this. Unpatched operating system. Like if you are using now also Windows 7, which is outdated, which has many vulnerabilities that anyone can get into it. But why it is vulnerable? It is having some loopholes. It may have any backdoor route which would have hackers exploited. Kernel flaw would be there. So this scenario is when you use outdated things or outdated version laptop, and when they are connected to internet and you try to use for your personal things like um doing transactions and logging into your social media pages, using bank applications, trying to and filing taxes, paying bills with that laptop. If someone would find that you are using and your passwords are there in that laptop, so anyone can use like USB method or any, because there is no Windows Defender in that. He may directly get into your Windows. He may try to manipulate. He may bypass your password. This all would happen. Outdated browser like old Firefox, Chrome, Edge with known exploits, and legacy applications like old software no longer receiving security patches like Windows 7 or Office 2000, Word 2007, MS Office 2007, third party plugins like Java, Flash, every like for this coding softwares also, we need to update. JDK files will be there for Java, which should be updated. If you are using MS-SQL, where you will use MS-SQL to store your data, company will store data in MS-SQL. If the version is not updated or they haven't updated their version, what will happen? The attacker will exploit that old version where there are flaws. Many flaws would be there. Okay. We'll close with this slide today. There are many slides in this topic. We'll continue tomorrow, as well as we'll after this we'll try to do some lab, like if you have any doubt regarding these how this attack will happen, we'll try to explain you on chart, or we'll do some IP scanning. And today I'm also planning, I was planning to install Windows in my VM, so that we'll be creating one attacking and one another like victim machine also in VM. Okay. So which is unsecured network? It could be wireless, wired, Bluetooth. Unsecured network provide attacker with opportunities to intercept data, inject malicious traffic, or gain unauthorized access to connect. Network based attack, as we already discussed all these things in network. There could be a public, I think I discussed this in first class, but it is in syllabus, we need to discuss in depth. So public free Wi-Fi in coffee shops, airports, or hotels with no encryption or weak security protocols. We can use free Wi-Fi, but what will happen? Someone more intelligent than us, it could be a hacker who know that it is free, it is not having any encryption. Many people are connected to this Wi-Fi. What he'll do? He'll directly intercept here. If anyone is doing any payment, he'll copy those session cookies. Okay. Or he may copy, or he may steal those credentials, because if everything is going through that Wi-Fi only, if we intercept that Wi-Fi internet via tools, then what will happen? Every traffic which is going from many people will receive at a point where he'll be reading and he'll be storing data, which will affect everyone who are using those free Wi-Fi's in coffee shops or in airports or any bus stops or anything. And there could be another thing where that company or provider uses your data or sell your data, and they'll also what do we call, they'll also make a note, they'll also collect data like what are your likes, dislikes, what you search, and then they'll send those data to ad agencies where they'll run virtual ads that whether you need this or not. Okay. Wired networks, open LAN ports in conference rooms or in public areas, allowed unauthorized physical network. Like if there is that is the reason, like in organization, the network room won't be open for everyone. Only senior most person or managers will sit in that network room, in order to avoid these kind of like what we call these kind of vulnerable situations. Bluetooth short-range wire connections vulnerable to the force pairing attackers. So if your Bluetooth is on or your airdrop is accepted for everyone, what attacker will do? He'll try to send some malicious file or signal or a script to open airdrops or to receivable Bluetooth devices, where he'll intercept that data also to manipulate you or to steal your data. You need to go to Google and you need to search this. Okay, see, I'll also explain why we should not go to malicious websites. See, this is like, here also you will get same file, here also you'll get, here also you'll get, but what is the difference between these two and this? It is a genuine vendor, which is Microsoft, and we are downloading from him only. Okay, Microsoft will be responsible for its Windows file, but if we download from Softonic or up to down, here what would happen, it could be infected with malwares. Okay, that's the reason we should avoid all these kind of websites. We should go with genuine one. So like if we click on this link will go to this one. Okay, it will be redirecting us to this web page, where we should click on this, and one second, if we click on this, there will be a file, media file, which will download. Okay, see, it is downloaded. I have already downloaded them. I'll also try to explain you. So downloading step has been completed from genuine vendor. Okay, now let me open that another file, which, see, this one, is it visible? Like here it is showing Windows 10 setup, getting few things ready.
So, we're installing it inside our computer, or we
No,
are doing it.
so I'll explain you, like, right now what we are doing, we are installing this Windows setup ISO file in our host device from genuine way. After that,
Okay.
what we'll do, we'll use this ISO file from this media 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 file to that VMware. Okay,
Okay. So why we cannot directly install in the VM?
like first we need to have that ISO file, right? I'm
Okay.
showing steps to download that ISO file, which is genuine one. So we won't activate all these things, but we'll keep that in our VMware. Okay,
Okay.
but so in this step, like if you did any mistake, what will happen, your host system will boot with these Windows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then we need to accept it. It will take some time. So see, if you won't go through each and every line, what would have happened? Upgrade this PC now. The host device would have been updated with Windows 10, like, which is not necessary for us. Okay, then we need to click on this second option, which is create install media, USB flash drive or ISO, or for another PC. We should click on next. Okay, like if we want to change Windows 64-bit or 32-bit or both Windows 10, we are downloading Windows 10 only, so we'll go with recommend settings, or we can use 32-bit if you want. So I'm going with 64-bit, then I'll click on next. See here, you like if you are flashing or if you are booting your pen drive, you need to click on this. But we are not booting we are not burning a CD, or we are not booting that pen drive. We are creating an ISO file. Okay, we need to click on next. So like, is this path visible to you?
Yes, bhai.
The file explorer path. So you need to select any file path from, it could be on desktop or in your drive. You need to click on that and it will download that ISO file. It will take some time. So let me, I'll create another folder. I'll save there. So then what next will happen? It will process and it will take some time to download that file. Let us wait, because after this also there is another option whether you want to burn CD or not, or you want to keep that in that folder. Okay, meanwhile, are you doing this with me?
Yeah, I just
Rahim?
downloaded it and it's installing.
Okay, Ahmed and Aziz.
Can I save it on desktop? Like anywhere is
Ah,
fine, right? Mhm.
yes. You can create a new folder and you can save it on desktop. Take some time. Meanwhile, I'll show like what are the next steps we need to take. Okay, I'll stop sharing this. I'll try to share my VM. Okay, like is my VM visible?
Yes, it is.
One more thing, like what is the importance of snapshot? Do you know? Fahim, Aziz, Ahmed, like
You mean snip?
from, yeah, snapshot. No.
Mm-hmm.
Snip in the sense like screenshot, right? We are talking
Yeah,
about.
screenshot it.
No.
Screenshot or snapshot?
Snapshot of what we call of any operating system.
Okay.
So, like in screenshot, what we'll do, we'll take the picture of our screen. Okay, but in snapshot, we'll copy the version or we'll copy the state of VM and we'll save it for ourselves. So like if in future, like we'll take, if this is my Kali VM, okay, this is my Kali VM where I'll take snapshot today, like when I install my VM, I can name it as original, and I'll take a snapshot. So what will happen, if in future this Kali got infected, or I run some command where it is getting stuck, or something bad would have happened to my Kali VM, so at that time it will be an infected Kali, right? Then I'll go to the snapshot and I'll click on this original where it will revert back to the state where I took the snapshot. Okay, same
It is like
concept will be there. Okay,
yeah, that is like recovery mode on Windows, right?
yes, same thing will be there in Windows, which I was about to say, recovery mode. And like when you use some next generation tools, as I said, EDR, XDR, where these tools also will take snapshot automatically. Like here we are taking manually, right? Like today I am taking, but these tools will take automatically. There will be a period like within 24 hours or within 48 hours they'll take one snapshot. For every 24 hours and every 48 hours they'll try to take a snapshot, because if in between these, like today or tomorrow, if some attack would have happened, the device will be infected, right? In order to revert to our clean state of device, these next generation endpoint detection rule detection and remediation tools, which will be installed on each and every person in an organization, which will revert back to that original and clean state. Okay, in order to avoid these infected or like vulnerable machine, it will make it as that pure and good machine where data is present. Okay, so I'll explain you how you can take snapshot of your VMs. I'll show it to you. Okay, then see, here is detailed option, then here is another option of snapshot. Okay, you need to click on take. Okay, you can make it as snapshot 1, and you can write like some description like lab or or clean state. You can add a description as you want, and we can click on OK. So here an original where I took an snapshot where original with all tools, where I have installed all tools. If I want to revert back, I can, like 1 hour ago I have updated this. Okay, if I want, like every twice or thrice I'll take a snapshot and delete another snapshot, previous snapshot. Based on our convenience we can do. So like if we want to go on this state, we can click on this and we can click on restore. So right now I don't want, and I want to delete this snapshot, I'll click on delete. Okay, it will give us an pop-up like whether you willing to delete this. So I'm sure, so I deleted it. Okay, you can also create a snapshot of your VMs. Let me share this. See, after downloading that, you will find these two options where here the path folder which you have selected, it will be there, and next it will be like open DVD burner. Like this option, we don't require this one. We should click on that one and we should click on finish. Okay, so I would like to quit it because I have already downloaded that. Or if you want to see like no, I'll click on this and I'll click on finish. So it will take some time. Okay, it has been completed, so that's the reason it closed. So now we'll click on our virtual box, we'll click on share. Now we'll go to our VM, we'll click on new, we'll click on Windows 10. Okay, I'll go to that path, other, where I'll click like where I want to install it. Okay, first we'll select the VM folder. Okay, let it be default one. Next I'll go to ISO image. Okay, I have opened it. Okay, done. Next I'll keep Windows 10. Okay, then like if we require any password or anything, we can keep it here. So I don't want anything. I'll go to specific settings where base memory is how much, 2 GB. I would like to give 2 cores. Okay, and hard, like it is asking 50 GB. Like let me change the storage 1 second. Based on the availability of your hard disk, you need to select it. Okay, I'll go to another drive because there is some space. Done. I'll select this folder. Now what I'll do, I'll go to that hardware specified session, and here I have specified my RAM and all, and the cores which I would like to give it. Like I can give 2 cores or 3 cores because I do have 8 cores and 16, like 16 threads are there, like 16 cores are there in my laptop, my device. So I'll give like 2048 MB, which is nothing but 2 GB of RAM, or I can give it as around 4. I'll give it. Okay, now we'll click on this, how much amount of storage I would like to give it. So I'll try to give it a 30 GB. You can also manually select this. Okay, and this will be normal. Okay, then I'll click on finish. Done. Windows 10 and like password I'll try to give. Done. Now everything is fine. Should give the here in host name there should be no space. We can give it as hyphen or we can give underscore here. Then password we need to give for this user. Then we can click on finish. It's taking some time. I think there is an error. So I was about to give it 40 GB of storage, but its requirement for Windows 10 is like minimum 50 GB should be there. Okay, you just need to click on 50 GB of SSD storage for that, and you can click on next. I made it as default. I was about to give 40 GB, but it is asking 50 GB, so I gave it 50 GB. Okay, now this is the VM. Okay, see, now we got an error where it is asking for product key. We need not to what we call enter any product key here. We'll work with this machine only where the product key is not installed or not set up. Okay, we'll click on OK. Let it load. Okay, we'll click on OK. Okay, now Windows is loading here. Video memory, number of monitors. I'll try to give it 4 GB. Okay, I will try to run it. Should run. Really, there were many labs running behind in my Kali Linux. I think that is also making some noise over here.